Mr. Chairman and Commissioner, thank you for your time here today. My colleagues have asked a wide range of questions and concerns, but today I really want to talk about the casework in my district office we're faced with on a regular basis. First, I want to commend your team of tax advocates. In particular, George Agite has worked very closely with my district office. He's a tremendous asset, does a fantastic job. And it is my understanding that the New York delegation has a total of 1,688 open cases with the IRS, 81 of those being from my office. The number one issue my office deals with, unfortunately, is stolen returns. I believe we have 14 current cases with the IRS totaling over $1 million in stolen returns, where criminals have removed and replaced the name and the address on the check. And theft is made easy by the envelopes that the Department of Treasury uses, making it blatantly obvious that there's a check inside. The issue worsens when the IRS does not allow those individuals to then opt for a direct deposit, so a new check gets issued, and we are in this kind of endless cycle, with one of my constituents having a check needed to be replaced 3 times. It is also my understanding that the IRS does not allow direct deposits for amounts over $20,000 or $25,000. So I understand that these thefts are not solely confined to IRS checks, but every check issued by the Department of Treasury. So I just had a few questions on how we can possibly work together or rectify this issue, and what is the theft in check. First, do you know the cost of what this is costing the United States taxpayers, the fact that these checks are being stolen?
I don't have a metric on that. I do think you have identified the right set of people to come together. Me, the head of the Bureau of Fiscal Service at Treasury that operates our payment platforms, either sends the checks or executes the direct deposit. And I do have a lot of motivation around these open cases. I mean, I've referenced it a few times. The Taxpayer Bill of Rights affords the taxpayer quick resolution. And if they're waiting and having to receive a check 3 times, then we're not meeting that responsibility.
On the issue of tackling the theft itself, are you working with the U.S. Postal Service to try to address this issue?
I'm not aware that we are, but I want to get back to you on that.
Okay. And since the issue is for all Treasury-issued checks, has anyone discussed the changing the envelope so it's not so obvious that there's a check inside?
It's as you're sitting here saying this, it's very intuitive, but I do want to check with the Bureau of Fiscal Service leadership on this.
What options do you think are available to constituents that are victims of this tax return theft other than getting a reissued paper check? And is revisiting the direct deposit issue, can you do that in terms of?
Yes, I want to look into why that is not currently feasible.
Yeah, it should be an option, certainly. If they had the first check stolen, they want to move to direct deposit, that should be an option. And then if you could look at the thresholds, if there is truly a cutoff at $20,000, $25,000, which I had not heard about prior. So, look, I really want to work with you on this issue.
Absolutely.
I really hope that you'll follow up your staff with my team so we can try to get to the bottom of this, and maybe there's a follow-up meeting that we can have with somebody from Treasury to really discuss this, because if it's $1 million that's being stolen from constituents in my district, there's 435 members, right? And so that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. So we want to try to get to the bottom of this, and unfortunately there are bad people in the world that are trying to take advantage of our constituents and the American taxpayer, and we've got to, I guess, modernize our system to keep up with this type of fraud.
It's the smart place to make investments. Where people are being victimized is the exact place where the government needs to step in and prevent and be helpful.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Mr. Carey.